everyone. Welcome back to Mrs. English channel. I'm Emily, and I'm happy to see you all again today, even though I'm not feeling very well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul. Emily, you don't sound too good today. Are you okay?
I don't feel good, Paul. I think I'm getting sick. My head hurts a little, and my voice feels strange.
Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. But actually, this fits perfectly with today's lesson.
Really? Why is that?
Because today, we're learning how to talk about feeling sick in English. And since you're not feeling well, it makes our lesson even more real for the viewers.
That's true. I guess this topic is just right for me today.
Exactly. When you're sick, you need to know how to describe your symptoms to doctors, to people at work, to pharmacists, and even to friends. Good communication makes everything easier.
So, what are we going to learn today?
We'll learn how to describe symptoms, how to talk to a doctor, how to ask for medicine, and how to tell your manager you need to stay home.
That sounds useful. Even though I feel sick, I'm still excited to teach this lesson.
That's the spirit. Before we start, let's ask our viewers for a little support.
Yes, please subscribe to our channel, click the like button, and share this video with friends who are learning English. Your support helps us make more simple and helpful lessons.
Thank you so much. Now, Emily, let's begin learning how to talk about being sick in English.
All right, let's get started. Okay, Paul. Now let's show everyone what happens when I need to call my manager and tell her I'm sick.
Yes, this is a very common situation. Go ahead, Emily.
Hello, this is Emily. May I speak to my manager, please?
Hi, Emily. This is Sarah. How are you today?
Hi, Sarah. I'm not feeling well today. I think I need to stay home. I woke up feeling worse, and I don't think I can work like this.
Oh no. What's wrong? Are you okay?
I have a bad headache, a sore throat, and I'm very tired. I think I have a cold. It's been getting worse since last night.
That sounds awful. Have you taken any medicine?
Not yet. I'm going to rest today, and maybe I'll see a doctor if I don't feel better later.
That's a good idea. Don't worry about work. Just focus on getting better.
Thank you so much for understanding. I hope I can come back tomorrow or the day after if I need more time.
No problem. Take all the time you need. Get plenty of rest and drink lots of water.
I will. Thank you, Sarah. Feel better soon, Emily. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Nice job, Emily. Even when you're sick, you explained everything clearly.
Thank you. It's important to call work when you're too sick to go in. And talking slowly helps when your throat hurts.
Absolutely. Now let's review the important phrases from your phone call.
So, Paul, let's talk about the important phrases from the phone call. I think our viewers will want to understand why those sentences are useful.
Yes, good idea. Let's start with the first sentence you said. I'm not feeling well today. This is a very polite and clear way to say you are sick.
Right. It's simple and it tells the person that something is wrong without too much detail. You can also say, I don't feel good, I'm feeling sick, or I'm under the weather.
Yes, that's correct. And under the weather is an idiom. It doesn't mean the real weather, it just means you feel sick or not at your best.
Then I said, I think I need to stay home. This is a very direct way to tell your manager that you can't come to work.
Exactly. It's honest and clear. Your manager needs to know if you're not able to work that day.
My manager asked, what's wrong? People usually ask this when they want to know more about your problem.
Yes, it's a common question. And you answered by describing your symptoms: headache, sore throat, and tired. These words help the other person understand how sick you are.
Symptoms are the things you feel when you're sick, like pain, tiredness, or a fever.
Exactly. And giving clear symptoms helps people know if you have something simple, like a cold, or something more serious.
My manager suggested taking medicine and resting. These are very common suggestions when someone is sick.
Yes, and she also said, take all the time you need. This is a caring and supportive expression. It means she wants you to recover completely before coming back to work.
And she said, feel better soon. That's a very kind phrase. People use it all the time when someone is sick.
Exactly. It's a simple way to show kindness. And now that we've explained these phrases, we're ready to move to the next part, learning more about the symptoms you described.
Right. Let's talk about common symptoms and what they mean. All right, Paul, let's talk about the symptoms I mentioned during the phone call. I think many learners want to understand these simple health words.
Yes, definitely. Let's start with the first one, a headache. A headache is when your head hurts. It can be light or strong, and it can make it hard to focus.
Yes, and sometimes even a small headache can make your day feel slow.
Very true. Next is a sore throat. A sore throat is when your throat feels painful, especially when you swallow or talk. It can feel dry, scratchy, or just very uncomfortable.
And then there's feeling tired. When you're sick, being tired usually means you have no energy at all. You just want to sleep or rest all day.
Exactly. And you also said, I think I have a cold. A cold is a very common illness. When someone has a cold, they might have a runny nose, sneezing, coughing, and sometimes a sore throat.
A cold is not usually serious, but it can make you feel really bad and slow.
Yes, and that's why your manager told you to take medicine and get rest. She also said things like, take all the time you need and get plenty of rest. These are common caring expressions people use when someone is sick.
And feel better soon is one of the nicest phrases. It's simple and warm, and it shows that the person cares about you.
Exactly. All right, now that we've explained the basic symptoms, let's move on to another important situation. What happens when you go to the pharmacy to get medicine?
Good idea. A lot of people don't know what to say at the pharmacy, so this will be very helpful. So now, Paul, let's talk about the symptoms I mentioned on the phone. These are very common, and people use them all the time when they feel sick.
Yes, that's right. Let's start with headache. A headache is when your head hurts. It can be light or strong, and it can make it hard to think or work.
Yes, when I have a headache, even bright light feels too strong for me. It's not fun at all.
Exactly. Next, you said you had a sore throat. A sore throat is when your throat hurts, especially when you swallow.
Right. It feels dry or scratchy, and talking can be uncomfortable.
And you said you were very tired. When you're tired because of sickness, we sometimes call it fatigue. It means your body has low energy and you feel weak.
Yes, that's exactly how I felt. It's a different kind of tired, like you could sleep for hours.
Then you said, I think I have a cold. A cold is a very common sickness. When someone has a cold, they might have a runny nose, sneezing, coughing, or a sore throat.
Yes, and everything feels a little uncomfortable. Not serious, but definitely annoying.
Your manager suggested taking medicine and resting. That's good advice. Rest is one of the best things to do when you're sick.
Yes, rest, warm drinks, and maybe some soup. Those always help me feel better.
Exactly. And she said, take all the time you need and get plenty of rest. These are very caring expressions.
And feel better soon is also a nice, friendly phrase people use when someone is sick.
Yes, it means, I hope you get well quickly. Very simple and very kind.
So now that we've talked about these basic symptoms, should we move on to the next situation?
Yes. Let's go to one of the most common places people visit when they're sick, the pharmacy.
Great. Let's show our viewers how to talk to a pharmacist when they need medicine. Okay, now imagine I walk into a pharmacy. Let's show the conversation. Excuse me, can you help me?
Of course. What can I do for you today?
I'm not feeling well. I have a headache, a runny nose, and I'm sneezing a lot. I'm not sure what medicine I should take.
It sounds like you have a cold. Do you have a fever?
I'm not sure. I feel a little hot, but I didn't check my temperature.
Okay. Do you have a cough?
Yes, a little. It comes and goes.
Are you taking any other medications right now?
No, I'm not taking anything.
Good. I recommend this cold medicine. Take 1 tablet every 6 hours.
Every 6 hours? So 4 times a day?
Yes. Morning, afternoon, evening, and before bed. And take it with food. Got it. What about my cough? For your cough, take this cough syrup. 1 tablespoon 3 times a day. Okay, I'll follow the instructions. Also, drink water, get plenty of rest, and eat healthy food like soup.
Thank you. How much is everything?
The cold medicine is $12, and the cough syrup is $8. Total is $20.
Here you go. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Feel better soon.
Thank you.
Nice job, Emily. You explained your symptoms clearly.
Thanks. The pharmacist was very helpful.
Now, let's review some important words from that conversation. All right, Emily, let's look at the vocabulary from the pharmacy. You said you had a headache, a runny nose, and sneezing.
A runny nose is when liquid comes out of your nose. It's annoying because you have to keep wiping it.
And sneezing is when air comes out of your nose and mouth suddenly, like achoo.
The pharmacist asked if I had a fever. A fever means your body temperature is higher than normal.
Yes, normal is about 37 degrees Celsius or 98.6 Fahrenheit. If it's higher, you feel hot and tired.
He also asked if I had a cough. A cough is when air comes out of your throat with a sound.
Right. And he asked if you were taking any other medications. That's important because some medicines don't mix well together.
Then he recommended cold medicine, 1 tablet every 6 hours.
Yes, 4 times a day. And he said to take it with food so your stomach doesn't hurt.
He also gave me cough syrup, 1 tablespoon 3 times a day.
A tablespoon is about 15 milliliters. And he reminded you to drink water, rest, and eat healthy food.
Yes, those are always good ideas.
Great. Now that we've talked about symptoms and medicine, let's teach our viewers a full list of common symptoms in English.
Perfect. Let's help them learn more vocabulary.
All right, Emily. Now that we talked about the pharmacy, let's review all the common symptoms people might have when they're sick. This will really help our viewers understand and describe their problems clearly.
Yes, that's true. When you're sick, sometimes you don't even know how to explain what you feel. So learning these words is very helpful.
Let's start with different kinds of aches. We have headache, stomach ache, backache, toothache, and earache. All of these mean pain in different parts of your body.
Right, and each one feels different. A stomach ache hurts in your stomach. A toothache, well, that can make your whole head feel terrible.
Next, symptoms related to your body temperature. Fever, chills, and sweating. A fever means your body is too hot. Chills mean you feel cold and shake. Sweating is when your body produces a lot of sweat, sometimes because of the fever.
Yes, sometimes you can have chills and sweating all in the same hour. Your body doesn't know what it wants.
That's very true. Now let's talk about nose and throat symptoms. Cough, sore throat, runny nose, stuffy nose, and sneezing. These are very common when you have a cold.
A stuffy nose means your nose is blocked and it's hard to breathe through it. And sometimes your voice sounds funny too.
Now for stomach problems. Nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Nausea means you feel like you might vomit. Vomiting is when food comes back out of your stomach, and diarrhea is when your body releases water instead of solid waste.
Yes, these can make you feel very weak and uncomfortable.
Speaking of weakness, here are symptoms related to energy and balance: dizziness, fatigue, and weakness. Dizziness is when the room feels like it's spinning. Fatigue is extreme tiredness. Weakness means your body feels low energy.
Yes, these symptoms make you want to lie down all day.
And finally, symptoms on your skin: rash, itching, and swelling. A rash is when red spots or bumps appear. Itching means you want to scratch. Swelling is when a part of your body becomes bigger.
Yes, these symptoms are also important to know because they can help doctors understand what's happening.
Exactly. And now that we've reviewed all these symptoms, the next thing we need to learn is how to describe how bad the symptoms are.
Right. let's teach our viewers how to talk about the strength of their symptoms in a simple way.
Now that we've talked about many different symptoms, the next important thing is learning how to explain how strong those symptoms are. Because sometimes the problem is small, and sometimes it feels really bad.
Yes, that's true. When you tell someone you're sick, they often want to know if it's just a light problem or something more serious. So knowing these simple words helps a lot.
Exactly. Here are some useful words you can use. A little, a bit, somewhat, very, really, and extremely.
Right. So if I say I have a little headache, that means it's not too bad. I can still do normal things, but I can feel it.
Yes. But if you say, I have a really bad headache, that means the pain is strong and it might be difficult to work or focus.
Sometimes when the headache is really bad, even light or sound hurts your head.
Exactly. Using intensity words like these helps doctors understand how serious the problem is. It also helps your friends or coworkers know how much help you need.
Yes. For example, saying I'm a bit tired is very different from I'm extremely tired. The second one means you probably need to rest right away.
Very true. These words work with almost any symptom. You can say, I'm a little dizzy, I'm very nauseous, I'm extremely tired, or my throat is really sore.
And these words help people know if they should worry or not. For example, I'm somewhat dizzy sounds mild, but I'm extremely dizzy sounds dangerous.
Exactly. So using the right level makes communication much clearer.
All right, Paul. Now that we've learned how to describe the strength of a symptom, what's next?
Next, we'll talk about what to say when you visit a doctor, because doctors always ask many questions, and you need to answer clearly.
Great. Let's move on to talking with the doctor. So, Paul, now I want to know what I should say when I talk to a doctor. Sometimes I get nervous when I'm sick, and I don't know the right words.
Yes, many people feel the same way, but talking to a doctor is much easier when you have a few simple sentences ready. For example, you can say, I've been feeling sick for 3 days. This tells the doctor how long the problem has been happening.
Right. And doctors always want to know when the symptoms started. So I can also say, it started yesterday, or it started this morning.
Exactly. Time is very important for doctors because it helps them understand the cause of your sickness.
Another good sentence is, it's getting worse. This tells the doctor that the sickness isn't improving.
Yes, that's a very important one. If something is getting worse, the doctor might give stronger medicine or check more carefully.
Then we have, it hurts when for example, it hurts when I swallow, or it hurts when I move. These explain exactly when the pain happens.
Perfect. Doctors always ask questions about pain, so these sentences are very helpful.
You can also say, I feel dizzy when I stand up. Dizziness can be dangerous because you might fall.
Yes, that's true. And another one is, I can't eat because I feel nauseous. This tells the doctor that your stomach is upset and you feel like you might vomit.
These sentences are simple, but they explain a lot. They make it easier for the doctor to understand what's going on with your body.
Exactly. And when you give clear information, the doctor can help you faster and give you the right treatment.
So now that we know how to talk to a doctor, what comes next?
Next, we'll learn how to ask for help at the pharmacy and how to ask about medicine safely.
Great. Let's move on to that. Paul, I think many learners feel nervous when they go to a pharmacy. Sometimes they don't know how to ask for the right medicine.
Yes, that's very true. But the good news is, asking for medicine in English is actually quite simple. You can use short, easy sentences. For example, you can say, "Can you recommend something for a headache?"
Right. Or if you have a cold, you can say, "What should I take for a cold?" That sounds very natural and polite.
Exactly. Pharmacists hear these questions every day, so don't be shy. They are there to help.
But Paul, sometimes I worry about taking the wrong medicine, especially if I'm already taking something else.
And that is a very smart thing to think about. You can ask, is this safe to take with other medications? This is important because some medicines shouldn't be mixed together.
Yes, that's true. Pharmacists always know which medicines are safe to take together. If something is not safe, they will tell you right away.
Absolutely. And another helpful question is, are there any side effects? Side effects are problems that a medicine might cause.
Like feeling sleepy? That's called drowsiness, right?
Yes, and another common side effect is an upset stomach. These are good words to know.
I think many learners don't ask about side effects because they feel shy, but it's actually very important to ask.
Exactly. Asking questions shows you care about your health, and pharmacists appreciate that.
So now we know how to ask for medicine and how to ask about side effects. What's next, Paul?
Next, we will talk about something very important: what to say when you need urgent care or when the situation might be an emergency.
Yes, that's something everyone should know. Let's move to the next part. All right, Paul, now I want to know, what should I say if I need help quickly? You know, sometimes sickness gets worse suddenly, and people don't know how to explain it.
Yes, that's a very important part. If you need help fast, there are a few simple sentences you can use. For example, you can say, "I need to see a doctor as soon as possible." This tells people your situation is urgent.
Right. And if it feels very serious, you can say, "This is an emergency." That's a strong sentence, but sometimes you really need it.
Exactly. Another useful phrase is, "I need urgent care." This is perfect when you're at a clinic or hospital and need to be seen quickly.
Yes, because when you feel really sick, you can't always explain everything clearly. Short sentences like these help a lot.
Absolutely. And many learners ask, when should I go to the emergency room? So let's talk about that.
Yes, that's a big question. Sometimes people aren't sure if it's serious or not.
Right. Here are times when you should go to the emergency room. If you have chest pain, if you have trouble breathing, if your fever is very high, over 39.5 degrees Celsius or 103 degrees Fahrenheit, if you have heavy bleeding, or if you suddenly feel very strong pain anywhere.
Yes, those symptoms are very serious. Chest pain or trouble breathing should never be ignored.
Exactly. And if you're unsure, it's always okay to ask someone for help or call a health line. They can tell you what to do.
So, after learning about emergencies, I think the next step is knowing how to ask friends or family for help. Because sometimes you can't handle everything alone.
Exactly. So, in the next part, we'll learn simple and natural phrases for asking loved ones to help when you're sick.
All right, Paul. Now, let's talk about something very real. Sometimes when you're sick, you just can't do things by yourself. Even small tasks can feel too difficult.
Yes, that's true. And that's why it's important to know how to ask friends or family for help in a simple and polite way.
One easy sentence you can say is, I'm not feeling well. Can you help me? It's short, clear, and it tells the person what you need.
Exactly. And if you need someone to take you somewhere, you can say, I think I need to see a doctor. Can you drive me? This sounds polite and natural, and it's very helpful if you feel too dizzy or weak to drive.
Yes, and sometimes just having someone with you makes you feel safer and less stressed.
Right. Another useful sentence is, can you bring me some medicine from the pharmacy? This is perfect when you're too sick to go out.
Yes, or when it's raining outside and you really don't want to make your symptoms worse.
Exactly. It's completely normal to ask for help when you're sick. People understand and they usually want to help you feel better.
And don't forget to say thank you afterward. A simple, thank you so much for helping me, makes the person feel appreciated.
That's right. Now that we've learned how to ask for help from friends and family, let's move to our final part, useful phrases for recovery and wrapping up the lesson.
Great. Let's finish strong and help our viewers learn how to talk about getting better. All right, Paul, let's talk about what people usually say when someone is sick and what you can say when you start feeling better.
Yes, these phrases are simple but very useful. If someone is sick, you can say, feel better soon, or get well soon, or take care of yourself. These are friendly and kind, and people use them all the time.
Yes, they're short but comforting. Even hearing a small phrase like that can make you feel a little better.
Exactly. And when you are the one who is getting better, you can say, I'm feeling better, or I'm getting better, or I'm almost back to normal.
These are great because sometimes you're feeling okay, but not completely recovered. So saying, I'm getting better is very natural.
Right. These expressions help people understand your condition without needing long explanations.
Paul, should we ask our listeners a question before we finish?
Yes, that's a good idea. It helps learners practice their English more actively.
Dear listeners, what do you do when you feel sick? Do you go to the doctor right away? Or do you try home remedies first? Tell us in the comments.
And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this lesson with anyone who might need it.
Thank you so much for learning with us today. Remember, when you're sick, don't be afraid to ask for help. Use these phrases to explain how you feel and take good care of your health.
We'll see you in the next lesson. Stay healthy, everyone.
Goodbye.